Have you ever found yourself at the mercy of every passing comment, every unexpected twist and turn of the day, feeling your vital energy slip through your fingers like sand? It's as if your inner peace were a boat without an anchor, tossed to and fro by the world's tides. What if I told you that the key to stability isn't in calming the storm outside, but in building an unwavering haven within you? An ancient wisdom that promises not the absence of challenges, but the invincibility of your mind. There was a period when my life felt like a play where I was the star, but someone else held the pen. Every criticism, every delay, every external frustration dragged me into an abyss of anxiety. I pursued control with blind ferocity, trying to mold the world to my will, without realizing that the true battleground was my own mind. Stoic philosophy, then, wasn't merely a study, but a beacon that pierced the fog of my ignorance. It revealed to me that suffering isn't born from what happens to us, but from our interpretation and our futile attempt to master the untamable. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about channeling them with discernment, erecting a mental fortress that even the fiercest adversity cannot shake. In this video, I will unveil 5 Stoic pillars that will not only redefine your interaction with the universe, but primarily with the essence of who you are, freeing you from the invisible chains of reactivity and external dependence. If this journey of self-discovery resonates with your soul, I invite you to type "Awaken" in the comments. Together, let's rekindle the flame of your inner sovereignty. Are you investing your precious energy where it can truly flourish, or are you diluting it in barren fields where nothing can be harvested? Many of us err in believing that peace is an external state to be conquered, demanding that the world adapt to our desires. We get lost in laments about the immutable past, in sterile worries about the uncertain future, or in the exhaustive attempt to manipulate the opinions and actions of others. This illusion of control over the uncontrollable turns us into puppets of frustration, powerlessness, and soul-consuming anxiety. We become exhausted and disillusioned when reality does not bend to our will. Epictetus, the slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, bequeathed us a liberating truth. Some things are in our control, others are not. He argued that the true source of our disturbance is not the events themselves, but the judgments we make about them and our inability to distinguish between what we can influence and what we must accept. To live wisely, for Epictetus, is to focus our will and energy only on what is intrinsically ours, our choices, our reactions, and our values. To apply this wisdom today, start with a simple yet powerful exercise. Draw an imaginary circle around yourself. Inside it, list everything that belongs to your domain: your actions, your words, your intentions, your ethics, your perception. Outside the circle, place everything that is beyond your reach: time, traffic, other people's decisions, the weather, the past. Throughout the day, whenever you feel the knot of anxiety tightening or frustration bubbling up, identify the source. If it's outside your circle, take a deep breath and declare, "This does not belong to me." And then redirect your energy to something within your control. For example, if a coworker criticizes you unfairly, you don't control the criticism, but you control your response. You can choose to listen calmly, question clearly, or simply let the observation pass without it affecting your core. By mastering this art of discernment, you will feel a profound relief, as if a millennia-old weight were removed from your shoulders. Your mind, once scattered and reactive, will become a beacon of clarity, directing its strength to where it can truly shape your destiny. You will ascend to the position of master of your own inner universe, shielded against external storms and fickle opinions. Your peace will not be a gift of chance, but a solid and unshakable construct built by your own will. Leave in the comments, "My domain." But true freedom is not just about what we control. It's also about how we embrace what we cannot. This next pillar will show you that strength doesn't lie in escape, but in countering the inevitable. Do you prefer to hide from discomfort, building walls that will eventually imprison you, or do you face it as the forger of your own resilience? Modern society has conditioned us to seek a frictionless life, where every discomfort is an enemy to be avoided at all costs. We cling to stagnant routines, avoid any situation that takes us out of our comfort zone, and resist with all our might the impermanence inherent in existence. This constant escape makes us fragile in the face of the slightest unforeseen event, generating paralyzing anxiety and an inability to adapt. Our illusory security is based on the absence of challenges, not on our ability to overcome them. Seneca, Nero's shrewd advisor, taught that it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. For the Stoics, discomfort and adversity were not evils to be fought, but masters to be revered. They practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, not to attract pessimism, but to forge an unbreakable mind, capable of accepting the impermanence of everything, good and bad, as the fundamental law of the universe. They saw life as a training ground, and every challenge an opportunity to exercise virtue. To incorporate this principle, begin to introduce small doses of voluntary discomfort into your day, not as punishment, but as a strengthening exercise. Take a cold shower for a minute. Purposefully choose the stairs instead of the elevator, or postpone a small gratification to train your self-discipline. Furthermore, practice visualizing the most challenging scenarios you might face. Imagine the loss of something valuable, a project that fails, or severe criticism. Instead of despairing, visualize your reaction with serenity, with courage, applying the principles you are learning. This is not attracting evil, but desensitizing yourself to its power, building a mental arsenal for when life inevitably presents its tests. By embracing discomfort as an ally, the fear of the uncertain will lose its dominion over you. Your resilience will flourish like a tree rooted in rocky soil, unshakable by storms. You will become an adaptable human being, capable of not only surviving, but thriving in any environment, seeing in every obstacle not a barrier, but a ladder to your deepest growth. Your peace will not be the absence of problems, but the deep certainty of your ability to face them with dignity. But true mastery is not just about facing what is, but about how you choose to see what is. The next principle is the lens that can transform your entire world. Life doesn't happen to you. It simply happens. What you do with events, the story you tell about them, is what defines your prison or your freedom. We have been conditioned to react automatically to external events, classifying them as good or bad, and thus handing over control of our emotions to circumstances. You find yourself trapped in a cycle where small setbacks are magnified into personal catastrophes, where the opinions of others have the power to dictate your mood, and where every failure is a mark of incompetence. This tendency to impulsively assign negative meanings blinds us to the opportunities for learning and growth that every experience, however painful, can offer. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, left us one of the most potent truths. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. The Stoics understood that reality itself is neutral. It is our perceptions and interpretations that color it. The Stoic mind is a filter, not a mirror. It does not passively reflect the world, but actively processes it, choosing the lens through which it will be understood. This choice, this reinterpretation, is the essence of our freedom and our ability to maintain unshakable serenity. When faced with a situation that destabilizes you, pause. Instead of plunging into reactivity, ask yourself, what other story can I tell about this? Or, what lesson, however hidden, resides here? If a project fails, instead of lamenting the loss, reframe it as a learning laboratory, an opportunity to refine your strategies. If someone criticizes you, instead of taking offense, see it as an imperfect mirror that might still reveal a blind spot, or simply as a projection of another's perception, which does not define your truth. Practice active reinterpretation. Every problem can be an opportunity in disguise. Every obstacle, a strength training. It's not about denying the pain, but about transforming it into a catalyst for wisdom and resilience. By mastering the art of reframing your perceptions, you will become a bulwark against the blows of fate. Your mind will convert into an alchemist, capable of transmuting lead into gold, finding value and purpose even in the darkest circumstances. Your inner peace will no longer be a fragile flower at the mercy of external winds, but an unshakable rock, built by your own ability to choose the truth that serves you. You will be the architect of your own reality, not its victim. But for this rewriting of reality to be genuine and lasting, it needs a foundation. The next principle is the bedrock upon which all your inner strength will be built. What do you truly seek? The ephemeral glory the world applauds and then forgets? Or the unshakable solidity of who you truly are? We lose our compass in a world that pushes us into the incessant pursuit of material possessions, social validation, and status, believing that happiness resides in external accumulation. Many of us make the mistake of tying our worth and self-esteem to fleeting achievements, to titles, to possessions, or to the approval of others. This condemns us to an emotional roller coaster, momentary euphoria when we achieve something, followed by a persistent void, or a deep sense of inadequacy when we fail to meet these superficial and external standards. For the Stoic masters, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, virtue was not just a moral quality. It was the only true good, and the only source of eudaimonia, true human flourishing. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, whispered to us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Virtue, understood as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, is the only thing that resides entirely within our circle of control. And it is what grants us authentic and lasting happiness, immune to the fluctuations of fortune. It is the priceless currency you carry with you regardless of where you are or what you possess. To begin cultivating this inner fortress today, before every action, before every word, pause and conduct a simple yet powerful self-analysis. Is this choice courageous? Is it just? Is it wise? Is it temperate? Use these 4 cardinal virtues as your moral compass. For example, if you encounter gossip at work, instead of impulsively participating, practice temperance and justice, choosing silence and integrity. If a difficult decision presents itself, instead of fleeing, invoke courage and wisdom to ponder and act with discernment. Do not seek external recognition for your virtuous actions. The reward lies in the practice itself, in the awareness of acting according to your best self. Virtue is not a facade, but the essence of your being, and it is its own non-negotiable reward. When you internalize virtue as your supreme guide, your self-esteem will become unshakable, no longer dependent on the whims of the world. You will emerge as a person of solid character, with a crystal-clear purpose and an inner moral compass that will guide you steadfastly at any crossroads of life. Your presence will radiate an authenticity that inspires respect, trust, and a serenity that transcends appearances. Your peace will not be a fleeting state, but an intrinsic, non-negotiable characteristic, forged in the purity of your intentions. If you are ready to build this fortress, comment virtue so we can strengthen this community of purpose. But for virtue to be not just an idea, but a living practice, you need a constant mirror. The last and most intimate principle is the key to the self-awareness that ties everything together. Do you truly know the labyrinth of your own mind, or do you merely wander through it, a captive of old patterns and unexamined shadows? In the rush of daily life, many of us live on autopilot, treating self-awareness as a dispensable luxury. We believe that our thoughts and emotions are absolute truths, immune to questioning, and we allow negative mental patterns to take deep root without being challenged. This neglect of our inner universe leads us to impulsive decisions, exaggerated reactions, and a cycle of regrets that undermine our peace. We ignore the internal whispers of imbalance and thus lose the opportunity to be the true captains of our ship. Seneca, in his Letters to Lucilius, described his nightly ritual. When the light is removed, and my wife, aware of my habit, is silent, I examine my entire day and measure my acts and words. For the Stoics, meditation was not an escape, but a confrontation with oneself. It was a rigorous inner dialogue, a daily investigation of our beliefs, our reactions, and our progress on the path of virtue. This constant practice of self-examination is what allows us to hone the edges, correct our course, and strengthen the soul. It is the essential tool for wisdom to be not just theory, but a living practice. To integrate this transformative practice into your life, set aside 10 to 15 minutes at the end of each day before sleeping for a silent and honest self-examination. Ask yourself, where did I act wisely today? Where were my words or actions inconsistent with my values? What thoughts caused me the most distress, and what is the root of that distress? How could I have responded more virtuously? This is not cruel self-judgment, but compassionate observation and continuous learning. A journal can be your confidant, where you record these reflections, transforming fleeting thoughts into concrete insights. In the morning, practice premeditatio bonorum. Visualize the challenges of the day ahead and determine how you will consciously apply Stoic principles to face them with serenity and purpose. By lighting the lamp of daily self-examination, your self-awareness will become your greatest ally, a beacon that illuminates every corner of your mind. You will gain unparalleled clarity about your deepest motivations, master your impulsive reactions, and make choices that resonate with your most authentic essence. You will live a life of unshakable purpose, where each day is an opportunity for refinement and growth. Your mind will no longer be a battleground, but a sanctuary of peace, wisdom, and self-mastery. We have reached the culmination of a journey that invites us to redefine the very essence of freedom. We have seen that true sovereignty resides not in mastering the external, but in sculpting the internal. Recapping, your peace and unshakable strength are built upon these pillars. First, anchor your mind in the domain of the possible, freeing yourself from the shackles of the uncontrollable and directing your energy where it can truly bear fruit. Second, rise through voluntary adversity, transforming discomfort into a catalyst for resilience and adaptability. Third, rewrite the narrative of your reality, choosing the lens through which you interpret the world, converting adversity into opportunity. Fourth, erect your inner temple upon the rock of virtue, building unshakable self-esteem based on who you are, not what you have. And finally, ignite the light of daily self-examination, cultivating a deep self-awareness that is the key to self-mastery. You are no longer a sailboat adrift on the currents of others' opinions or the storms of fate. The person you are becoming is one who chooses their response wisely, who finds strength in fragility, who values integrity above all, and who builds their peace from the inside out, like a monarch in their own kingdom. This is the silent promise of Stoicism, a life of profound serenity, unshakable purpose, and a freedom that transcends circumstances. If this message has ignited a new flame in your spirit, if it has given you tools to reclaim control over your own peace, show your support by liking this video. Your like is a vote for this ancient wisdom to reach more hearts thirsty for transformation. Comment below which of the 5 principles resonated most with you, or share a small Stoic action you will apply today. For this seed of self-mastery to germinate in more soils, share this video with someone you feel desperately needs to hear this message of clarity and inner strength. And to continue your journey of deepening into the philosophy that liberates, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss the next chapters of this saga. Remember, as the ancient masters taught us, true happiness is not a gift of fate, but a daily conquest, forged with every conscious choice. Your peace is your sacred responsibility, and the journey to build it begins right now.